Right, this is an absolute rarity. The gym is empty, just in time for me to train. I'm going to be doing a pull session. I'm just going to have a pre-workout. We're going to have a bucked up, and we're going to have a scoop of AB pump as well, just so you can get any sort of pump flowing in this session. But yeah, it'll be a bit of hamstring work, and then just predominantly all back work, and then maybe a bit of arms at the end. I might film a couple of sets for you just to put in, and then we're going to do some posing with Ollie, and I might put some of that footage in there as well. But I think we're going to have a bit of a chat just about anything really, just to put in here for you guys. But yeah, stay tuned. Let's get pumpy.
Oh, is it the liars?
You didn't even get in it. So I didn't film any workout because I didn't fucking want to be honest with you. I did film some stuff with Ollie, but I didn't portrait, but I will add it in. Come on tea, we've got Mediterranean vegetables and a chicken breast. Not a lot of food here, but I've got plenty of calories left over for my yogurt dessert afterwards. And this is, what did we just say?
294.
294 calories. So basically it's 304 calories because I've got the sriracha sauce as well. Must track your sauces. What's good, everybody? I hope you're well. Been a minute since I picked up the camera again this week. So with that in mind, I'm just going to talk through the past 15 weeks of prep. Just going to nip to Aldi quick to get this week's essentials for peak week, and then I'll see you at home and I'll chat to you about it then. Right, I know I said I was going to do this at home. I was going to sit down, I was just going to set the camera up, and I was just going to talk about the last 15 weeks. However, I figured I'm actually better at speaking when I'm just walking. So I'm just out with the dog now. I'm just going to go through some bits with you. Today does mark the actual official 1 week out from show day. It's Sunday, the 3rd of November, and we compete next Sunday about mid-afternoon time. So anyway, from 3 o'clock onwards, I think. We've had multiple emails just asking us if we are still competing, if we're turning up, what our social handles are, because the PCA are very on it with their social media presence. But yeah, let me just take you back to the start. Prep started around about the beginning of July, which, to be fair, I wasn't even going to compete this year. I was just enjoying my off season. I had no intention of doing it. I had some big things in this year, so let's see, like I said in another video, got married, went on holiday. That holiday was like 10 days long, and I actually came back off that holiday lighter than what I went. Now, I ate a good amount of food, had some like alcohol, beers, whiskey, etc. But I probably didn't have enough in accordance to how much I was walking every day. I'm not saying walking is why I lost weight, but my expenditure was ridiculously high, something that I'm not used to, so it probably took an effect. But yeah, so I came back off the holiday in a relatively, I wouldn't say lean, but I won't say I was like super fat either. And then looking at potential show dates, this one that's coming up was possible. It meant from the day of diet to show day would be 17 weeks. So that's not 17 weeks of work as such, that's like 15 weeks. Then the week we've just had would have been week 16, and then peak week, which is coming up. So there's a few small changes there, which I'll not delve too much into because it's a little bit complicated, but we just make some manipulations of what we're doing, and that's on every aspect. So that's from food, water, training. It's just, yeah, it's a weird old week. In terms of training, it'll actually be quite boring, but we'll just go with the flow. It's about managing that fatigue as well. So for example, for me, I will be training legs tomorrow. which will be the Monday, the start of the peak week. Just because I need that time for them to recover. I don't want them to be blurred, because when you train any muscle group, but especially legs, you'll get inflammation and you lose like your cuts and your lines in your legs, so you look a bit blurred, or watery as it's known, and you tend to look a bit soft. So the more recovery time, the better they can be ready for hitting poses come Sunday afternoon, basically. This prep has been very short, very interesting, very relaxed. I haven't had a regimented diet, if you like. I've still had burgers, pizzas, cakes. Even halfway through, I had a pint of beer. Just because we have learned over the years how to make it work, how to make it fit into our daily intake as opposed to our daily outtake. Been mad really, and not feeling bad for having these foods, whereas maybe 2 years ago when I first started this journey, I would have been crumbling in my head about the fact that if I had even had one extra grain of rice, if it was on my meal plan, I'd be like, oh no, I fucked my diet, I fucked my physique, and it's really not the case. So this year, having less stress about my food, I think has played a pivotal role in how my physique looks when I do my check-ins every week. Even though my body weight's like the same as it has been every time I've gone to stage now, I actually feel like I look bigger, I look fuller. I don't feel like I'm wasting away or anything like that. Like this year, I feel like I'm presenting new muscle that I've grown in the off season, which I'll talk about in a second. But I just feel in a much better place, and yet my prep time's been shorter. And again, that's down to my off season, which I'm just going to run through now. Going back to the off season then, I peaked my weight at about 77 kilo. However, I also peaked my strength on just about everything. By doing this, not putting too much fat on, staying in a maintenance, and really focusing on like training hard, my muscle connection, all the sort of stuff you need to grow tissue effectively, has meant that this prep, not that it's been easy or anything like that to get lean, because it's never easy, but it's put me in a better position to get stage ready. So whilst obviously it's nice and fancy seeing all the work done in the prep, seeing updates and stuff like that, the real work was done over the last year, by just staying like pretty on it with my diet. I had a very, very varied diet. I was having different teas most of the night, which also I think has played a massive effect into how I've performed in this prep. So things like my digestion's been better, my overall like health and well-being's better, because I've incorporated more fruits and vegetables, and having the varied diet means like I've not had like so many like digestive issues. Whereas probably like 2 years ago, because I was just stuck eating the same stuff, which was my choice really, I'd like just have like certain problems throughout, but that hasn't been the case this year, which has been fantastic. Coming out of the last show, or even the 3 shows last year, I took on board not criticism as such, but like good feedback, especially from Martin. Looking back on my photos from the stage, like my back was such a weak point for me. My posterior chain just really lacked any depth, and they say, again, not that this matters as such because we do it because it's fun, shows are won from the back, but just having a better back this year is something I'm hoping that I will be showcasing to everybody. As you know, me and Ollie are stepping on stage together, and we've already been running through some like tandem posing that we're going to do together in the pose down, just because we're here to have fun. Can't wait for it, to be honest. Not because I want it to be over, because I just want to be like up there and enjoying the moment again. As much as like prep can suck, that little moment on stage is unbelievable. And I like doing a routine as well. So I like posing to music. I like creating like little dance routines, if you like, to different song choices, like slow songs, faster songs, hit certain like poses when certain beats drop. So For the past 2 years, I've just done it to Michael Bublé's to flying high, which was like really slow, and then it was like fast, pose. This year, I'm not doing it to that. I've got something completely different set up, different style of routine, different style of music. But I've also done like a lot of little routines to other stuff this year, just to help improve my overall posing and for me to help other people. Like Ollie, for example, we've spent a good amount of time this year, especially in this prep, just running through poses, mandatories, just making everything flow much more natural. So when we are up there on the day, hopefully you can sort of see that we put the work in, not just into training and dieting, but also to pose and showcase our physiques in the best light possible. The interesting thing about any of the preps I've done is they have all come with their own challenges, and they say like no two preps are the same, and I'd absolutely 100% agree with that. So the first time I ever did it, the biggest thing for me was the time I prepped for. So it was 9 months all in all, although really it was like a 3-month cut from the September to the Christmas. Had a little break at the Christmas, and then I made that decision to go on stage, and then therefore it was like four months of solid graft, 4 to 5 months, just each week, every day, just turn up and tick a box. And moving on to last year's preps, the challenge was, sounds awful, like he's a problem, but he's not. But having a newborn baby, that came with a new challenge of uncontrollable variables. So like I didn't get the sleep I was supposed to be getting, because I'd be up at 1, 2, 3 in the morning, either feeding him or settling him down to try and get him back to sleep, and then getting whatever sleep I could, and then get up the next day, go to work, train, stay on my diet, and just keep turning up every day whilst battling a new challenge, which the challenge changed so many times with him going through newborn stages to like the 3-month to the 6-month stage. Just it all had its own little weird battles, which is weird because when I think back, like I can't even really remember it, but in the moment it was very real. But again, it helped me develop. I learned a lot about myself in that prep, what I was actually capable of, to get to stage 3 to 4 times really, because I competed 4 times and picked up some silverware, which is unbelievable. So I'm very, very happy with how that went. And then yeah, moving into this prep. So as you may know, if you've been following the channel, my biggest challenge this year has been my car. So about halfway through, many problems with the Golf, broke down, and it just caused me issues in trying to get about places. It's mad how much you rely on just having a car when you've got one. So I mean, I had to ask for lifts, I had to borrow like Amy's car, I had to bike to work a couple of times, which was a bit of an headache. And then I also had the last problem with another car where unfortunately I hit a deer, and then that was just like, that was almost like my tipping point. So that happened, and I just thought, I can't deal with the prep anymore. I don't need the pressure. I don't need like to be worried about something that's just a hobby sort of thing, was what was going through my head. So that happened. Pretty down in the dumps that day, to be fair, for a good 5 hours. And then I just sat in the office at work contemplating like what I was gonna do to train, because like I still have to train. Like it's routine, it's become my life. Like even when I don't want to do it, I'm still gonna do it. And that was one of them moments, and it was like the worst 2 sessions that I could have to pick. It was either like I deadlift or I do legs. It's like I deadlift or I do legs, and I'm telling myself it's either deadlift or legs, and they're both shit today. Like you don't want to do either of them. And then in the end I was like, right, I'll do legs. It's what I'm good at, and I'll just go for it. So I started doing it, started warming up, got into the session. But obviously by this point, I've already texted Amy saying, I think I'm quitting prep. I've not told anyone else, I was like, I just can't do this now. So anyway, I'm going through it, going through the motions or whatever. And then I get to hack squat. Now, anybody who's been on our hack squat at the gym knows how fucking hard it is. And that hack squat alone is enough to make you question your life decisions. But that hack squat actually helped me confirm the fact that, like, I was never going to quit. Yeah, I felt shit about what had happened, but it was out of my control. So jumped on, started doing some sets, got into the session, started warming up. It was nice. And then I just texted Amy saying, who am I kidding? I'm never going to quit this prep. Even though I know I wouldn't be letting anybody down, in my head, I was letting everybody down if I quit. I'd be letting my coach down. I'd be letting Amy down. I'd be letting the people who have been supporting the journey, even though it only been a short amount of time, down. I'd be letting Ollie down because we're doing this to go stand on stage together. But I know that if in that moment I really did want to quit, nobody would have held it against me. I would have just held it against myself. But with some reasoning in my head, some thoughtfulness afterwards, yeah, just something I couldn't control. And then I move on, and well, we're here now, so we're 1 week out. But yeah, that was my biggest challenge this year, was just the vehicle situation. And really, when I think back, like, it's almost like not even a valid reason to think that you could give up, because it's just a fucking car at the end of the day. I was okay, my health was still there throughout. Obviously it's been a bit of a headache, a bit of a stressful situation at times, but like I said, it's nothing I can do or control, so let the other people deal with it who can control it, like the mechanics who can fix it, etc. And I'll just get it when I get it. And I have got the Golf back, so I guess that's a bit of good news, but I am still looking to hopefully move it back onto where I got it from. But I'm going to worry about that after prep is finished, after show day, and after I've been to Paris, which I go like a few days after show day. But yeah, so that's, each prep has its own challenge, and you build resilience is what I'm getting to on this, from this sport. And with resilience means you sort of overcome a lot of different challenges in life anyway. And now to bring it to a more positive note, bodybuilding is quite a lonely sport when you're doing it, when you're training on your own, obviously you're dieting on your own or whatever you're doing. If you've got to do, like, obviously there's more than one way to skin a cat, and we're showing you lot that you can do preps like what me and Ollie have done, without that old school 80s 90s mentality where it's like just plain food and it's stressful because you think, oh, I've got to eat this meal and I don't even like it. Whereas we've done it where we have eaten meals we have liked and we've still got to the stage, which is mental. But yes, it's nice because this year hasn't been lonely. It's nice to know that I'm going to be going on stage with obviously, like, Ollie's my mate and stuff, but obviously he's been doing it a lot longer than me. But it's going to be nice, so we know each other so well, we've trained together in this prep, and it's sort of just a really uplifting feeling knowing that we're going to go tan together, might share the same sock, who knows, and then we're just going to have the whole experience together. Because when you go to these shows, you don't know anybody usually, and everyone just looks at you like they want to start a fight. Obviously it's not the case. Obviously nobody's got any energy, nobody wants to smile, nobody wants to interact, because most people are just like laser focused on just getting to stage, and everyone's there to try and win and stuff. And obviously we turn up and we're just there to have a good time and have a laugh and smile and enjoy the process, interact with the crowd, sort of thing. And it's just good because we're both going to be there to help each other get through it. We're going to be able to pump up backstage together, be like, yeah bro, you look mint, right, we need to do some push-ups now, or whatever it's going to be. It's just going to be mad. And this is something we spoke about for like 4 years now, ever since this has started. And like, once I've done my first show, it's like, right, maybe one day we'll get on stage together. And unfortunately it's just never been the right time. I maybe could have done it last year with Ollie in this same show, but by the end of my 28-week prep I just had enough, and I just couldn't continue it. I knew I was at the end of my tether with it, so therefore I had to stop after the finals. But this year the stars have aligned, if you like. We can do it, we're gonna do it, we're almost there. And I think that's it for this video. I've waffled on a bit. It is peak week as of tomorrow. I'll try and get a load of content throughout the whole week, just show you what's happening, sort of thing, give you a bit of an insight, and then I will stop the video on the Saturday when we get the tan, and then I'll release that video hopefully on the Monday after show day, because what I'm going to hope to do is get a load of content from show day and just make its own video for you all to watch and enjoy. So I'll do my best, I'm going to try and be present in the moment of the show day and stuff, but I'm just also going to try and get as much content as I can for you all, because I know you've been enjoying it. If you haven't already, because I haven't really said it anywhere, like the video, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.